Dear fans, friends, and subscribers, welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. You might find that my enthusiasm is on the wane, the reason being that I'm a bit under the weather, and as I've always been telling you on this cricket show, that this particular cricket show is very dear to me and I have a great passion for the game of cricket, and that's the precise reason I'm out here talking to you despite being in a bit of strife. Thank you for all your cooperation, thanks for all your support, and this is what brings me here despite not being very well here. Nevertheless, I assume, and if someone does something with passion, the passion brings out something in the person. So it is quite possible that my mood totally changes after this cricket show. Who knows? So let's rush on here as far as today's cricket show is concerned. As far as today's cricket show is concerned, it's Australia versus Pakistan, day 2, once again hit by rain, but in whatever the time that was possible, Pakistan at stumps on day 2 with rain, frequently interrupting play, and finally the play was called off. At stumps on day 2, Pakistan were placed at 310 for 6. Azhar Ali has gone on to his 12th Test century, and what a year for Azhar Ali. I mean, he has become one of the few Pakistani batsmen to score 1,000 runs in a calendar year, and that is a great tribute. We all know Azhar Ali is a tailor-made person for batting as far as technique is concerned, and Azhar Ali ground out the Aussie bowlers and compiled an unbeaten 139 with 12 boundaries. So I'll be talking about that, but the match which one is really looking forward to is day 2 versus South Africa versus the Sri Lanka. Stumps on day 2, South Africa today. Their innings were wrapped up pretty early with Suranga Lakmal actually getting his first 5-wicket haul of his Test career. He truly deserved it because he has bowled brilliantly, I thought, in this particular match. And the South Africans were bowled out for 286, and Sri Lanka in their first innings were, I would say, not really well placed because they're still trailing by 105 runs, but they have lost 7 wickets for 181 runs. And it's Dhananjay De Silva who has been holding the fort for the Lankans with a door innings of an unbeaten 43. He looked very impressive in his first outing here against South Africa, and he's the one who is the highest scorer, and he has only the tail-enders for company. So definitely the onus will be on Dhananjay De Silva tomorrow to take them on to a total where they don't concede a big lead to the South Africans. And also one has to credit the bowling from Kyle Abbott, absolutely on the line there. Kyle Abbott, Philander did a good job. So the pace bowling, Abbott and Philander in particular, bowling the right lines, had the Sri Lankan batsmen in a spot of bother, but also one has to say that the Sri Lankan batsmen themselves actually contributed to their dismissals, as I would be talking about. But first, let's head towards the match between Pakistan and Australia. And as I said, rain was the one which was playing truant at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and they resumed their innings with Azhar Ali and Asad Shafiq at the crease. Well, but Australians got an early breakthrough because they got an early breakthrough The reason being that the new ball was claimed, and it was Babar Azam who was caught in the slip Scotland by Smith of the bowling of Hazelwood. Asad Shafiq was caught by Smith. It was Jackson Bird who picked up the wicket with the new cherry, and Asad Shafiq was gone for 50 with 4 boundaries, and that would have been a big relief for the Aussies. But Sarfraz Ahmed came in. Sarfraz Ahmed made only 10 runs before Hazelwood got his wicket by getting him caught by Renshaw behind the wicket in the slips, and he was gone for 10, and that made the score 268 for 6. But Azhar Ali strode on in the company of Mohammad Amir and duly reached his century in the manner that he normally does. As Mohammad Amir at 268 for 6, one thought that probably Pakistan would be probably this innings might come to a early end, but Mohammad Amir increasingly in this series has shown that he has the all-round capabilities, and that's what precisely was in full exhibition here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Yes, he lived his life. He threw his bat at everything or anything outside the off stump. He threw his bat, and the ball was racing towards the boundary. So Mohammad Amir helped Azhar Ali there as Pakistan finished the day 2 with rain bringing an end to the second day's play, as Pakistan were placed at 310 for 6. Azhar Ali was not out on 139 with 12 fours, and Mohammad Amir entertaining knock of 28 in which he had 6 boundaries. So definitely one can say that with 2 days already gone, Pakistan might show a bit of urgency. We might see Mohammad Amir continue in the same vein of trying to throw the bat at the ball. Azhar Ali might also probably change gears in my opinion, because if at all Pakistan wants to force a result in this game, I would expect them to probably play the first session and even declare the innings, because we are coming into the 3rd day. Now, whether in what way Pakistan really think about that remains to be seen, but definitely the crowd would be hoping for something of that sort. Mitchell Stark, none for 77. Hazelwood, 2 for 33 on the money, as I said. 26-11, 33 runs and 2 wickets. Jackson Bird, 29 overs, 5 minutes, 91 runs and 3 wickets. Very impressive in this particular second test match. Northern Line, 1 for 69. None for 18 for Nick Maddinson, and none for 9 for Steve Smith, the captain. So that is as far as Australia versus Pakistan is concerned. Now let's head off to St. George Park in Port Elizabeth, and let's see what really happened. So South Africa actually resuming on their overnight score of 267 runs odd on the first day, and 6 wickets were lost, as you remember. And we had Quinton de Kock in the middle, and giving him company was Vernon Philander. Well, what one saw here is that Suranga Lakmal once again bowled the same line that he was bowling, where he was getting the ball to swing away from the right-hander, but at the same time he was bringing the ball into the left-hander. But at the other end today, Nuwan Pradeep was one who was actually peppering the South African batsmen with a lot of bouncers, and Pradeep was bowling a lot of short stuff, and he was inviting the South Africans to have a go. The South Africans did, but the result was in favour of the Sri Lankan bowlers, as Pradeep actually picked up for Philander by giving him something to hook. He was gone for 13 with 2 boundaries. Keshav Maharaj's wicket was after that. We saw the wicket of Keshav Maharaj being consumed by Suranga Lakmal, getting him caught by Chandimal, and then this was very interesting. Quinton de Kock and Kyle Abbott got into a very serious misunderstanding, as Quinton de Kock actually called Abbott. Abbott is the non-striker. Quinton de Kock actually called Abbott for the run, and then decided to go against it. In the sense, he decided not to go for the run. That left Kyle Abbott absolutely stranded run out for naught. And finally, it was Nuwan Pradeep who actually angled the ball in with a swinging Yorker at Quinton de Kock's base of the stumps to actually scalp his wicket by clean bowling him for 37 with 5 fours, which brought an end to the South African innings pretty quickly at 286 all out. Rabada was not out on naught, and as I said, Suranga Lakmal bowled a wonderful line, picking up his first 5-wicket bag in Test cricket in probably 31 Test matches. So it's taken quite a long time, and one has to say the Sri Lankan the cricket officials, the Sri Lankan cricket have been very kind to him to allow him, because in 31 Test matches, taken 31 Test matches to get his first 5-wicket bag in Test cricket, and that is pretty long time, one could say, by today's standards. 27 overs, 9 maidens, 63 runs and 5 wickets. Nuwan Pradeep using the bouncer to good effect. 21.5 overs, 5 maidens, 66 runs and 2 wickets. Matthews bowled a tight line, 13-5, 26 not. Shamira 14 overs, 1 minute run for 68. Rangana had 20 overs, 4 minutes, 48 runs and 2 wickets, and 3 overs for 12 runs. So with 286 all out, it was now the Sri Lankans' turn to face the South African bowlers. Well, it all started off with Karunaratne and Kaushal Silva being a bit watchful, but then the first wicket was taken by Kyle Abbott, forcing Karunaratne to actually play a stroke. A ball he actually dragged, one could say, outside the off stump as it went off his pad and went on to knock the stumps. So Karunaratne was the first victim, which made the Sri Lankan score 10 for 1. So it was a pretty quick breakthrough for the South Africans. After that, Kaushal Silva was given company by Kushal Perera, and Kushal Perera's wicket was claimed by Vernon Philander, as Vernon Philander forced Kushal Perera to slash at a ball outside the off stump. Slash he did, but Quinton de Kock was the one who snapped up the catch behind the wicket. So he was gone for 7. After that, Kushal Mendes, the talented Kushal Mendes, was the first time playing here in South Africa. And Kyle Abbott got a ball which Kushal Mendes was aiming to actually drive it on the up, but there was a bit of a nibble, in the sense the ball just moved away a shade, and Mendes' wicket was gone for naught, as he was caught behind the stumps of the bowling of Abbott, which made it 22 for 3. And then Kaushal Silva was joined in by the Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews, and then there was a bit of just a brief stability being restored there with a partnership which added 38 runs, in which we saw Kaushal Silva, who normally is a cricketer who has a good technique and basically comes well behind the line of the ball, and he was doing that very well. At the other end, Angelo Matthews leaned into a beautiful cover drive, and probably one thought that Angelo Matthews, with his experience, would be in a position to take Sri Lanka out of the woods. But Kaushal Silva then was the next victim when the South African Lankan score reached 61, with Vernon Philander getting the ball to straighten after pitching on line of the stumps, and Kaushal Silva was plumb in front for 16 with 3 boundaries. So which made it 61 for 4, and then Chandimal walked in to join the skipper Matthews. But then Kagiso Rabada picked up his solitary wicket, and a big wicket at that, when he forced Angelo Matthews to actually poke at a delivery which was leaving him, as Elgar snaffled it, and Angelo Matthews was gone for 39 with 5 boundaries. That really left the Sri Lankan innings in a real tizzy at 94 for 5. Chandimal was there at the crease, was looking good, as Dhananjay De Silva walked in, another talented bloke from the Sri Lankan lineup here. And Dhananjay De Silva also playing for the first time in South Africa. And we saw immediately that from 94 for 5, there was a brief little partnership with Chandimal looking good, mixing up his blocking with some nice strokes as well. But Dhananjay De Silva was looking more confident than any of the batsmen any of the Sri Lankan batsmen, as he was getting well behind the line of the ball. He was leaving the ball well. He definitely had a reprieve, but what we saw from Dhananjaya de Silva was that he had some excellent strokes. I mean, he had a very good stroke. He was stroking very well on the onside. I mean, he has some supple wrists, and he really flicks the ball well, and he was putting the ball through the onside very well, and he was also looking pretty confident at the crease. But then Philander picked up the wicket of Chandimal by getting him LBW for 28 with 5 boundaries, which made it 121 for 6, and final wicket to fall before close of play was Rangana Herath. After contributing 24 with 4 boundaries, Keshav Maharaj got his first wicket. It is his first wicket here in this innings, as he actually cleaned up Herath by getting him LBW for 24. And finally, when stumps were drawn for the day, Sri Lanka kept on losing wickets in regular intervals, and they were 181 for 7, with Dhananjaya de Silva looking very good on his first stint at the crease in South Africa, with an unbeaten 43 to his name with 5 boundaries, and he has only the tail now for company. Dushmantha Chameera was not out on 7, and that essentially meant that South Africa were leading 105 runs. So the Lankans trailing by 105 runs, and Dhananjaya de Silva's job tomorrow would be to shield the tailenders and see to it that he gets as many runs as possible to narrow the lead. And Dhananjaya de Silva, we also saw some good captaincy from Faf du Plessis, the South African skipper, which he did it in Australia as well, and that was to spread the field once Chameera was there at the wicket. So they have a ploy that they want to give Dhananjaya de Silva the single, so that they can have more rounds at the tail enders, and which is quite understandable. Let's have a look at the bowling of the South Africans. Vernon Philander, 16 overs, 7 maidens, 35 runs on 3 wickets, bowled a beautiful line, one thought. Kyle Abbott, to me, was the pick of the bowlers. 18 overs, 3 maidens, 49 runs on 2 wickets. Kagiso Rabada, 13-3, 63, and the very vital wicket of the Sri Lankan skipper, Angelo Matthews. And Keshav Maharaj, the solitary wicket of Herath, 10 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 30. So definitely the honours going to South Africa, no doubt about it, as they had the Sri Lankan innings in a real, I would say they really had throttled the Sri Lankans, and the Sri Lankans were 181 for 7. So Dhananjaya de Silva will have a role to play tomorrow to see to it that he can extend this Sri Lankan total to whatever extent possible in the company of the tailenders, who have to possibly give him the much needed support. I mean, not much of batting to come, definitely genuine tailenders, Chameera, Lakmal and Pradeep, but they definitely could stick on there. That's what they have shown earlier. But all that Dhananjaya de Silva needs is company. He needs the tailenders to be at the other side of the wicket, and he will be the one who will be getting the runs. And the Lankans will be hoping that Dhananjaya de Silva can probably take this opportunity tomorrow and see to it that he can get a century under his belt. And we know that Dhananjaya de Silva is a wonderful talent from Sri Lanka, as he already shown on his debut series against Australia that what he is capable of. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, there's nothing else to add for the present, and more in my next cricket show, which should be coming up tomorrow. And as I told you, dear fans, friends and subscribers, everything is in the mind. Once I completed this cricket show, I am having an extra ounce of energy right now. So this is what passion can do to you, dear fans and subscribers. If at all you have anything that you have a lot of passion for, I would implore everyone to go over there and give it your best shot, despite whatever the situation you are in, because this is something which really invigorates you. And in my case, I have found it that it really works wonders. I can see it right now. When I started the cricket show, I was struggling, but look at me now. I am full of bounce right now. So this is what it can do to you as well. So go ahead and experiment it, and let me know whether it did any wonders for you. Thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram signing off for the day. Thank you.